Hey guys, do I have sound issues or can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? You can. And it's clear? All right, cool. I've been running around like crazy today. My oldest is in the middle of midterms and I was like 102. So I made like this huge bowl of homemade chicken noodle soup with gluten-free noodles, and I've been running around. So you just shot me through the roof. I dozed off. Good, Marissa, because you're supposed to be here. So at 9, I'm only gonna do about an hour, but at 9, I need some of you. I don't need everybody, but I'm testing Streamlabs to make sure that it works, to do the spin wheel on Friday night to see who's gonna win money. So I'm testing that at 9. I know I hit like 5,000. I'm like 5,005. I was so excited. I was like, I did not expect to do it this fast. Nick, definitely not hot hair today. It's been crazy. Hey Spicy. Hey Joe. So because I've been running around like a crazy person, and then I had to take them to the dentist, and as you can tell, I'm not exactly my normal self, but hey, it happens. But there are one thing that I want to go over that has been discussed numerous times, and I mentioned it last night, but not like in a closed setting, in a better setting. And it is the RAV4. Me and Marissa have been really looking into this. And so I want to talk about that. And I also want to talk about the bones. For some reason, I'm hooked on the bones lately, mainly because I got obsessed with it earlier today because of Kratz and what he was saying last night. And I can prove he's lying. I mean, we all know he's lying, but to be able to prove he's lying is something else. But I can totally prove he's lying. Thanks, Julie. Oh, I definitely got under his skin. What's up, David? By the way, I'm gonna post a letter. I'll probably do it tomorrow, but Griesbach had to cancel. He wrote me a very nice letter about it, but I wrote him saying, I promise you I'm not gonna ask about the lawsuit. So he said with all the hype going with MAM, he can't do it. He said that he did watch my video of Martin Tankleff and my interview with Ferrick. He said he really enjoyed it. He said, you definitely know your stuff. I just can't do it right now because of the lawsuit. So I said, okay, I understand. Once I saw that lawsuit, I'm like, he's never coming on. So we'll get someone else. I know, it was like almost 4 hours. What's up, Millbilly? Hey, Phoebe. I know. But I mean, honestly, once I saw that lawsuit, I'm like, I'm done. He's never going to come on with that lawsuit pending. And I knew that. So, but we're going to get someone else. I was going to try to go for Kratz and say to him, hey, I was the girl that did it last night, but everybody on Twitter tagged him. I said, yeah, I'm not getting away with this now. I was like, no way. I know. Thank you guys so much. I am like so excited. And, someone said to me, well, if 5,000 doesn't like make any money, what's the big deal? I'm like, because that was my first goal was 5,000. I said, then it's 10,000. Then it's 20,000. I said, by the time I had 100,000, I could do it full time. I said, so it's just the small stepping stone. Thanks, Crystal. I am. I'm pretty excited. It was like, everyone has a goal. My first goal was 2,500, and then my second goal was 5,000. And I was like really excited. I didn't expect it to happen this quick though. No, Ed, I stayed on hold the whole time. And then like there were like a lot of us on hold. And then at the end, she's like, oh, we don't have any callers. And I'm like screaming. I'm like, oh my God, yes, you do. You have like 5 that I know of personally. We were so mad. Thanks, Kimber. What? Why dogs got to be a pain in the ass? That's why I should have cats. I'm going to turn into a cat lady. Go lay down. Hey, Tobin. Thanks, Barbara. I know, I'm not going to have cats, Edward. I love my little munchkins. The big one's a pain in the ass, but I love them. I know, Jen. I have been working hard. And these last days, I did not realize how much making a video every single day was going to hurt me. Oh my God, it is time consuming. Like if I didn't have 3 kids and stuff, it would be easy. But with so many kids, with 3 kids by myself, yeah, it's tough working full time and everything. He's part pit, but he's flat coat retriever, Newfoundland, pit, and lab. What's the matter, Buko? He's big. What? And then the little fluffernutter butter, who's a Maltese. What? All right, go play. Go. Both of you. He's a big boy. He's like 100 pounds. Sometimes you see his tail in the back. On the road to spend time with Mom. Just pulled over to say hi. Oh, thanks, Karen. Drive careful. Thanks, Jeremy. No, it's actually Sambuca, named after my dad, because we got him about a month before my dad died. So we wanted to name him Sambuca. Me and the kids wanted to name him Sambuca in memory of my dad, whose name was Sam. And he's black, and Sambuca is black licorice, so that's how his name came about. So we just call him Buca for short. Thanks, Phoebe. Right, Buca? Right, yes. I was sweating, wondering if you're going to make 5K. Thanks, Jen. 3 Great Danes. You must have lots of land. Sambuca's one drink I stay away from. Tequila is one I stay away from. Me and my daughter were talking about, like, if I ever became rich, we would open like a huge rescue and a huge farm and have like, see, that's what we want. And just open like a dog rescue. Right, Buka? We say more dogs. We say more dogs. Buka's like a big baby. So as far as last night too, Kratz lied so bad. And, you know, one of the things that have, thanks, Silver. Your German Shepherd is what? Yeah, I believe it, Lori. Absolutely believe it. Now, this is my everyday necklace. This is actually my dad's. He wore it for like 30 years. And when he died, my mom gave it to me. Oh, Nicola, thank you. Too many suspects. No one can be charged. They're all involved. My conclusion, TH is alive, and part of all of this is BS. China, I don't think she's alive. But there's a lot of weird things. Hey, Steve. There is a lot of weird things, but I still don't think she's alive. But I can see why people think she is. What's up, Heather? Hey, Bluebird. Hey, Kim. So one of the things, though, that, as you guys know, what I asked Ken was, what was up with the vibrator and why did you need it? And if anybody knows my next statement, like if anyone knows the answer to it, I am more than willing to listen because I haven't found it. They talked about, Ken said he had to get the vibrator and he had to get whatever because they had to identify whatever. But they never went after her dental records, did they? Like, they never talked about her dental records because all they could supposedly find was one tooth and pieces of a skull. Am I wrong or am I remembering this correctly? Um, Even though I'm totally blind, even I can see this case is FUBARD. Yeah, I know the intimate sample was bullshit, but yeah, that's what I thought too, Ziggy. That I don't remember them having like full dental and, supposedly there was one broken tooth or whatever. So in my quest of finding answers before last night, as I said yesterday, I was watching this thing on John Wayne Gacy, and he, what he did with the bodies, and it was like crazy. But this all his killings happened in 1976, 77, 76, 75, somewhere around there. And this was before DNA testing. So the only way that they had to identify a body was teeth and skull. He said the skull, and I read this again today in a peer-reviewed article, skulls don't burn. So that is one way that they absolutely identify bodies or burn victims in California. They said that, when they have to identify a burn victim in California, the body is burned really, really bad, but the teeth survive, and so does the skull. And in a skull, you can extract DNA, and in the teeth, you can extract DNA. So going back to 1975, 76, when they didn't have DNA. So how did you identify a burn victim? They identified a burn victim from dental records. And in a regular burning, teeth will never burn. They could burn a little, but I forgot, and I closed out this particular article, but there's a lining or something around the tooth. It's not just calcium, but there's some kind of something around the tooth that will stop it from burning at any temperature. And I found that really interesting because they're trying to say and I'm sorry, I'm not looking at chat. I will in a second, but the whole mentality that all her teeth were burned is physically impossible and completely goes against the laws of nature. You can burn a little, but again, she was a 25-year-old girl. And fillings don't burn and cavities don't burn and none of that stuff burns. Even in a crematory, it won't burn, let alone in a fire pit or, anywhere. So, I was thinking about a lot of things Kratz said yesterday. And even though we didn't discuss specifically at the bones, I was just thinking how he changed little things and how his story changed a bit. And it really started bothering me. You know what? If you look at every single scientific outlook, bones don't burn. Not bones, teeth don't burn, and the skull doesn't burn. So even if you smash the skull with the thing, it still won't burn away. Then they said that a bullet in the head leaves some kind of I want to say juice, but not juice. I forgot what it's called, but you know how like Zellner was saying that there's some kind of sticky substance left on a body, like in a fire pit or whatever. It would have been some layer of something, or her expert said it. It's the same thing with being shot in the head. There's some kind of layer that like wet or something that goes around where the bullet was. Teresa's head didn't have any of that. So back to John, who says that, maybe she's alive. I'm starting to think that, I don't think she's alive, but I totally see why people say that. So that was just my thing on bones. It's just, I have more to it I'm going to say, but I don't want to lose chat here. So I'm going to scroll up. Say your same reverse blood. I don't think anyone's going to break either, Christine. They could have got her DNA for just about anything in the house. I agree, Jeremy. They could have. Stay here and chat with you guys every night. It makes me so hot. Oh, thanks, Bluebird. It's kind of strange that we're brought here by such a strange story, but I just want to say that I really enjoy being here. Bluebird, you know what? I think we all share that. I've made some amazing friends from Making a Murderer. I really have, like close friends, people I've gone out with, people that know my kids, like personally, and it is a strange reason we all came together, but I walk away from this if it ends tomorrow with meeting some really awesome people that I will keep, in touch with forever. Enamel, but it wasn't enamel, it was something else besides enamel. It was like a third layer that won't burn, and that's why teeth won't burn, because it's protected by this third layer besides enamel. Not acid. It wasn't acid. Zellner, I wish Zellner would hire me. Sorry, you mean Kratz used a sex toy of Teresa's? I think he did use it. And did I actually hear? I did speak to him yesterday, and I asked him. I was the only one that was allowed to question, but I specifically asked him, the one thing that I can't figure out is, why did you need Teresa's vibrator and her pap smear? Because in the history of criminology, I have never heard of a case where they needed a pap smear and a vibrator. And then I didn't ask about the underwear or anything, and he gave the lamest fucking excuse everywhere. Enamel, think about coated cookware. Exactly. And it's not only the enamel, Renee, there's another layer of something. I want to say marrow, but I know that's bone. But it's like another layer besides the enamel, which stops it from burning. I missed the end. No, Charlotte, she didn't. No, they can't go back and change the story now. Her request to Quarry Bones is awesome, since the state may not even have them any longer. Yeah, everybody's been talking about that. I read that on Reddit actually yesterday about the fact that they believe, a lot of people think that KZ isn't really, like, the whole testing bones isn't her main thing, that they believe she sees something else in the fact that they broke the laws if they already gave Teresa the bones, because according to the law, you have to keep it a certain amount of time. Somebody pointed it out to me on Reddit. I'm so sorry if I forgot who it was. It may have been Jeremy. I think Jeremy, maybe. Denton, Texas. And Marissa, I can do more than one thing at once. They wanted to spread as much of her DNA as possible. I agree. Thanks, Charla. No, it wasn't Denton. Thanks, Deborah. Speaking of teeth on a lighter note, Lori, you have the most beautiful smile. Thank you, except for my really bad teeth that fucking caved in. Because when I was young, they took retainers out and then your teeth cave. But I'm waiting for my kit from Smile Direct. And I'm going to fix these damn bottom teeth. It bothers me about my bottom teeth. I'm very self-conscious about it. I did piss him off so bad. But thank you, Mama said. They think they gave Teresa's familia the pelvis bones from the gravel pit. Yeah, and speaking of the bones, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't want to jump ahead, but I am going to jump ahead. The RAV4, has she asked? Like, I have not seen a motion for her to get the RAV4. Am I missing something, or is she not really pursued it yet? Dentine is what is exposed when the top layer of your teeth enamel are weakened. I know she wants it, but I don't remember her asking for it. I don't remember her filing a motion for it. Is she trying to settle it with them, like, on the side? Any legal trouble, Aaron, the radio? Oh, not at all, Ed. My son is a permanent. Yeah, now they do permanent retainers. When I was young, they didn't. And as I got older, these teeth just shifted. And they're getting worse and worse. So I ordered my Smile Direct kit. Even my dentist said that, at my age, I'm not going to go for standard braces because I don't need, my top teeth are perfect. It's just these bottom teeth. She said, do the Smile Direct, you'll be fine. I said, okay. I would want that in the worst way. What, the RAV4 or Smile Direct? Did you have that sexy headgear? What sexy headgear? Oh, I did. Yeah. The one that went around. I had rubber bands. I had everything. I hated braces. Hated. But now they have cool ones. They have color ones and stuff, but they're just so expensive. She had settled with them about the pelvic bone. I believe she was working the RAV4 most recently, and there may have been conflict about the light. I don't think the RAV4 is the same car. Me and Marissa have been looking at this for hours, comparing different things. Marissa caught something that is very true, and that's Marissa can post a link to both because it was her work, but the RAV4, it's different. I mean, I blew it off for 2 years, but it really is different from the interior to the exterior. That is not the same car. I know the state wasn't cooperating. I said it absolutely looks like 2 different cars, and I'm telling you, I don't even wanna say this because I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but it almost from what Marissa found today, it could actually be 3 cars. Because and I know that sounds crazy, but if you notice, even in the one in the, that you see in the garage, you know, that after the police had it, it had all these white shit all over it. The one that was parked at Avery's didn't have that white shit all over it. And then Marissa was looking at something on the interior is different from, like 2 different pictures. I can't tell if she's 100% right, but it was a really interesting catch. That part I've never seen anybody talk about what Marissa caught. It's just really interesting. Let's see. I've only got pic save right now, but the interior doesn't match inside of the crate versus the crate of the lab. Even the outside. My youngest has the spacer on the top to spread his overbite. Yeah, my son's got to get his thing removed. That was dust from looking for prints, supposedly. Oh, is that what it is? All right, Shannon, that makes sense though. And let me just explain. I really have not delved into the RAV4 ever because I, like an idiot, gave them the benefit of the doubt and said, you know what? They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't be that stupid. The RAV4 is the RAV4. It's done. It's theirs. Finished. I really never thought twice about it until recently. And I don't even know what clicked into my head. I was like, something isn't right here. That is not the same fucking color at all. Laura caught something amazing with the tires. Oh, yeah. The other thing, and this is what I caught, the tires, it sounds so stupid, but like in the picture, you can see like the black ring around the front of the tire. And on the same tire, in the one that they have, that black ring is different. And I'll do a video about it because it's easier to do it that way. And then I'll show you guys exactly what I mean. But yeah, the black in the front is totally different. Not totally different, but even if like you move the tire, it still lines up differently. It's very weird. Nicola, there is. It's right on. If you go to my page, it's right on there. The moldings around the taillight and black glass are different. The only moldings that I caught was the color, but I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, like, you know, one's gray, one's white. But, and then Marissa said some of what I see might be the lighting because the inside of the one that they have is like bluish. And even in dark light, in whiter light, it's still bluish. You wouldn't put a blue interior in a green car. There's just no way. Relook at the thickness. I will definitely check that out, Maria. Hubcap was actually also slightly different. One was straight, one was angled. I kept looking at the hubcaps and I couldn't find anything. The tire cover on the spare is different. One is tight and one is wrinkled. That I never noticed. But that might be wrinkled from being in a supposed accident. Missing sticker from the back window. That I didn't notice, Ziggy. That I absolutely didn't notice. But I was looking more at 1999 car, like her car is compared to like the other color of a 1999 one. But the license plate numbers, didn't someone told me that they saw it, but I've been looking and I can't find it. Where, I mean, if we have to have the license plate number somewhere, and someone had to be able to look it up, the original VIN number from the license plate, correct? Because someone said that they did. And my other feeling is, well, they can always switch VINs, can't they? And say that this was hers, even if it wasn't. It is tight at Avery Salvagard and wrinkled in custody storage. Stickers from the lighting in the crime lab. Near to spring in BD or KZ spring in SA, what happens first? Oh, Ed, that's a tough one. I don't think BD is gonna get out first. I don't know why, because he needs to. I don't think it'll happen though. That's a lot of VINs to change. 5 different vintage numbers on a car. Are they really, Kevin? I didn't know that. It's usually down in front of the windshield. That's where mine is, in front of the windshield. I thought I saw the plates bent up. The only way to check VIN is from the registration. VIN plate was pulled off there. Was testimony on that. Yeah, but the VIN is etched in places. I mean, I don't know about 1999, but I'm pretty sure the VIN is etched in a couple of places. You probably end up hating my theory, but that's my gut. John, at this point, I'll take any. I don't put down anybody's theory because you just never know. But like for everybody that studied this car, I'm going to say it again. I honestly have never looked into the RAV4. So if I'm talking about stuff that people have talked about already and it's like dead in the water, to me, it's not dead in the water because I've never even touched it before. I never bothered, never even looked at it. So that's why I'm talking about it. Engine door tranny and dash. Oh, by the way, Chase, someone told me today or left a comment that a lot of times when you do crush a car, you will remove the battery and stuff, but like who's got time for that? You don't have to do it though, but a lot of places do. We don't know which VIN number they looked at. We also don't have a photo of the VIN number to prove it. That's why I was wondering if there was. VIN should be on dash in any framework of the vehicle. Bye, Nicola. Nicola, go to my webpage. It was a video from last night. It says exclusive evidence. It's the one with 2,000 viewers, over 2,000. The other one had a technical error, but it's the last video I posted. And it's in like the first hour. My brother-in-law was a car collector and he always matched VIN to engine and tranny. Okay. Battery acid not good for the smasher. Yeah, I would think not. And if it's a good battery, you might as well pull it out. Maybe if Colburn wins the suit. Oh, speaking of pulling batteries out, here's another thing I thought of last night. Is that in the battery, speaking of batteries, the police had the car in custody on the 3rd. So if they had the car in custody, according to their own reports, so then think about that. If they have it in custody, Cleveland, which is Herman's auto salvage yard, all they had to do was, if you normally take out the battery, so he took out the battery on the 3rd. Then when they realized they were going to set up Avery, that's when they put the battery in, took a car out of a lot or whatever, put a battery in and drove it over to so-and-so's. So that's different than the theory that Ryan found the car somewhere, but he still could have found it on the 2nd or the 3rd. But that was my other theory I had. If Ken Kratz really did, if he was right about pulling out the battery, then that makes perfect sense, except it wouldn't be Stephen Avery putting in a crusher to pull out the battery. It was most certainly Herman and the police when they were going to crush the car. Just my opinion. Check out the dusted pic. You can see a handprint in the front, not really dusted at all. Yeah, I just saw white. I don't have the greatest eyes, but I saw tons of white, like it was waxed. Edward, he doesn't have a chance to win the lawsuit. And if he does, Avery's going to get it right. Zellner's going to take it. Brendan's not going out for Steven. I don't think so either. The VIN is on the dashboard, viewable through driver's side windshield. Brendan doing his time, and then they will offer a plea to Steven. Oh, Blue, I don't think so. I think, hey, Beans, I think Brendan is going to get out after Steven. I really think Zellner is going to have to get Steven out. I mean, she's going to have to get Steven out. Then once you prove Steven's innocent, Brendan's obviously innocent because it was his confession that really put Steve away in the first place. EPA wouldn't allow a crushed car with fluids. Plus, they pull anything off a vehicle that can resell. That's what I figured. Marissa, do you have a Facebook that I can send a picture to? Thanks, Nicola. And your smile's bright, white, and beautiful. Thanks. Thank you. And Nicola, I try to answer everybody. Somebody wrote that on YouTube. I will acknowledge everybody. I mean, maybe when I have like 10, 1 million subscribers and, 25,000 comments on 10 different videos at a time, it'll be a little tough. But I mean, I try at this stage, I always try to respond to everybody because without you guys, I wouldn't be making videos. Colborn was a car collector as he knew where to put that car since he was Avery Salvage out off parts. You guys want to laugh though? I would say for the last week, everyone keeps using ASY. And it took me a minute. I was like, what the fuck is ASY? Why does everybody keep using ASY? I asked my kids, do you guys know what ASY is? And then all of a sudden it hit me, Avery Salvagard. So yeah, that was like a total blonde moment on my end. I had no idea what ASY was for like a week. Thanks, Reezy. Thank you, Jennifer. I'm glad I'm not the only one because that's what I felt like. I am a goober. I mean, I'll be honest. I was, what the fuck is ASY? Nicola. Absolutely. And don't forget, guys, Friday night, we're doing a giveaway. I'm not sure how we're going to break it up, but we're doing a giveaway. I'm testing everything on right after here at 9 o'clock. Thank you, Bluebird. I'm really glad I'm not the only one. And I didn't want to ask anybody because then you look like an idiot. So I'm like, I'll figure this out eventually. So if anyone doesn't know and is afraid to ask, ASY is Avery Salvagard. Those hillbillies will go to their grave. Oh, I agree, John. They will go to their grave. They are not saying anything. Zellner should offer some type of reward for any information. So many people are involved. Money talks. I really can't believe someone hasn't come forward. The reason, Susan, the reason why I don't think they're going to come forward is simply because they can't, because it's a domino effect. If you take one down, that's a whole row of dominoes that are all going down with them. And they're not going to take down the whole county. It's going to have to come from above, really come from above about why they're, why they need to come forward. People aren't going to lose their pensions because Zellner is just a lawyer. She's not a judge. She's not a DA. She can't guarantee anything to these people. She could never guarantee, oh, you won't lose your pension. She can't guarantee you're not going to lose this or not going to lose that if you come forward. I kind of don't blame, I don't blame them. I wouldn't, she can't guarantee anything. Another pajama party with $100 giveaway, Spice. Are you not going to address the bones? I have been addressing the bones. You're just late, Donna. I'm enjoying Innocent Man. Lots of similarities. It is lots of similarities, but it's even more similar, TC, to Ryan Ferguson case. It's the exact scenario that Ryan Ferguson's partner or whatever put him away, put Ryan away. It's the exact same case. I had a dream. She needs to get away from the judges in that state. I agree. Why didn't Zellner come into the picture sooner? Well, Taylor, honestly, I fought with Gilters about this exact question. A lot of people say, why didn't she come in sooner? Why didn't she come in sooner? The truth is, she's not licensed in the state of Wisconsin. There was be no reason for her to take a state case in Wisconsin when there's so many in Illinois. Um, and, and she doesn't need the money. She doesn't need the fame. So I believe it. I mean, she had to get relicensed in Wisconsin. She had to find somebody who was licensed there. It's like a big project. That's why I firmly believe she didn't take the case before. Is that between ASY and Q? Now you're killing me. What's Q? I just got ASY. Now you throw another one in. Oh, the Quarry, right? Renee Quarry? Yes. Highway Q. Damn, I thought I was onto something. Q Road. I thought I had it. I was like, yes, I got another one. No. Bad. Hey Gary. I am late. So what happened about the bone? Sorry. Well, nothing actually happened. Type of stuff around the tooth that will stop it from burning, and a skull doesn't burn either. So the fact that, and when you get shot in the head, it leaves like some kind of weird lining around the skull that stops it from like destroying the skull. So no matter how bad you're burned, like these burn victims in California that are, being burned to death in open fire pits, they're easily identified between their teeth and their skull. That's what we were talking about the bones. It is disturbing, Donna. I agree. Look what they did to SA and BD. And what about me, Ethel? I'm not part of the little clique. A car could be a two-tone that looks different. Patrick, I had that theory. That's the exact theory I had for 2 years. However, you can't get that bright of a blue from a teal green color. It can't happen. I researched this. A green can look blue, but it can't look bright blue. It will never look royal blue in a dark room. Maybe, just maybe, if the sun hit it the right way, you may get a blue, but they're showing pictures from inside a garage where you wouldn't have that direct sunlight, and they're showing it as a bright blue. That's when I realized it. Hey, Linda. I read last night where someone ran Carfax on the RAV and it came back as a teal with a gray interior. Well, Phil, somebody else told me it's buffering again. Do you have a 4K? All right, let me ask you a question. The people that have buffering problems, do you have 4K TVs that you're watching it on, or 4K screens? Oh, you're all watching on phones? Are they 4K phones? But even on your phone, is it a 4K? Not 4K internet wireless, but 4K screen. Like my Samsung Note 9, I believe, is a 4K. No, 4K YouTube app on TV. I don't usually have buffering problems, but I just did. I don't know. It's so weird because it says put it on the low latency or whatever, minimal buffering problems, but on the other one you can't use 4K. And I'm like, I know a lot of people have 4K phones and that'll make it even worse, but I'm going to try that one next time. I just posted the plates on your Facebook. Awesome, Ziggy. Using iPhone for chat, Sprint. Yeah, buffering and blurry. Only buffered for a few seconds. So weird. I'm too poor for a 4K phone. Do you think all of the VIN match? In my opinion, I think they got a different RAV from... Absolutely, I believe. Been watching Innocent Man on episode 3. Lots of similarities. I agree. It's really slow. And it's like it picks up later in episode 4 and 5, but I'm still not done with it yet. But I'm having a hard time with it because it's slow. KK's trying to shut us down. I watched my laptop. Mine was buffering too. She's blurry. It's likely set at 4. I don't know. I mean, it's not my internet. I'm hardwired in 600 megabytes per second. I don't know. It's got to be YouTube. Thanks, Abba. Finished Innocent Man. It was a difficult watch. I agree, Ziggy. I think the Vins won't match, and that is why they don't want her to have it. And I agree with that, Deborah. I just don't know why they're not pushing more. Like, why not push her more? Like, I haven't, like, to me, that's a press conference worthy. Get that fucking car and find out what the hell happened to it. Make sure it's the right car. Make sure that the VIN numbers match. And she's not pushing for it the way that I would expect her to push for it, as far as I can see. And I can't figure out why. Thank you, James. I'm telling you, I don't know why this keeps buffering. It's got to be the stupid setting. That's why I'm also going to try. I want to see if Streamlabs will work, if I can get it to connect to YouTube, even though it's already connected. If you guys can find me on Streamlabs, because then I don't have to deal with all this buffering, because Streamlabs totally different. Why would the cops crush the initial RAV4? Who knows? But Karen, that's why a lot of people think she's still alive, that she ran off into the sunset with millions of dollars. Uh-oh, TC, you're finally buffering. You usually say you don't buffering. So why is the RAV blood orange red? Don't worry about the buffering. We won't miss anything. She wants the car, but if they did give bones to TH family, she has bigger win ability to a new trial. I agree. Thanks, Heather. I'm not sure that, like, I totally know that it's against the law, but I mean, who is she going to fight it against? The fucking idiot Judge Angela? She's not going to get anywhere. So I don't know if that's an automatic. She has to go to the appeal court, and that's why she's waiting to file. That's the only thing I can think of. Spicy, I don't know. I'm just telling you the theories that people come up with of, you know, where Teresa went. She's still alive. She ran off into the sunset with Wisconsin's millions of dollars. Sorry, guys. How do I lower video quality from a YouTube Android phone? I got to go now, else I'm late for work. We'll join again tomorrow. Yeah, Wayne, I'm streaming every day until Christmas Eve. And then I'm going back to my normal Tuesday night and Friday nights. And then sometimes weekends. I mean, sometimes Saturday or Sunday. She was paid off with SA's millions and left the country. That's a theory. Barb didn't have internet beans. Yes, she did. 5,000 peeps should hire Kratz to play the party. Yeah, right. Maybe at 50,000. Would a car fire act like a burn barrel, high heat? No, it actually, from what I understand, is even the burn victims in California are not burned so bad that they turn to ash, or they turn to, like, you know, total ash. I read that as well. Click the 3 dots and top of write a video, and you can change it under quality. Tara Grinstead, also missing 2005, was burned also. I just read an update on her, Abba. Anonymous Avery family member told KZ they are innocent and has evidence. Well, we know that. I mean, that could be anybody. The more I learn, the more I know they're innocent. What are we going to do when you're not on here every night? I'm going to get used to, oh man, this is burning me out. But you know what, though? I'm a big believer, Linda. Too much of a good thing, you're going to get bored. And I mean, there's only so much we can talk about every single night, and you'll get sick of seeing me every single day. I'm still going to put out videos, even if I'm live. You know, I'll still do videos on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, or something like that. I'll have a set schedule by the time this is over. But Tuesday and Friday, I'm still always live. And, you know, many times I do Saturday night as well. Gotta take a break to refresh. I do. No, she wasn't adopted. Hey, Amanda. You feel more like a friend than you would a video person to me. And you guys are all friends, Linda. We were talking about that earlier. I'll watch no matter what it is. Aw, thanks. Scott Haddock bought the land next to where the RAV4 was first seen. That's where TH teeth were burned. Maybe. Well, he had his trailer was like 10 miles one way, and then that disappeared. And then 10 miles the other way is where they bought a house. Oh, believe me, Kevin, there's plenty. Thank you, Anthony. I didn't read the motion beans. Is it Marissa? 5007. You guys are awesome. We need to do a deep exploration of. Oh, Abby, you just totally reminded me. I said it last night, but if you weren't here last night, Friday night from 7 p.m. Central Time until 9 p.m. Central Time, I'm going to have 2 guests on. Both part of our family, and they both consider themselves experts on JonBenét Ramsey case, except they see it completely differently. So it'll be I'm just going to sit back and kind of moderate them, but it should be a very interesting and intellectual debate between them of facts. So that's Friday night between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Central Time. Thanks, Beans. If she's anything like what her family and others say, I can't see her leaving family behind. I agree. The evidence is Bobby's phone records proving he purged himself. Of course, Bobby purged himself. And that's another thing. The radio host yesterday said something that I knew, but I wanted to hear Kratz say it. And I wish she would have explored it further. That Brendan wasn't alive when Stephen was in jail. So where did this molestation that Scott told Stephen? Now, I did a video on this like 3 years ago that, there's no way it happened. But to hear her, it's the first time I ever heard somebody ask Kratz that. And I so wish she would have followed up with it. That, okay, so why did Scott tell you that he was molested then when he wasn't even around? Scott said he molested Brendan when he was younger. Stephen wasn't around when Brendan was younger. So I really thought she was going to follow up with it, and she didn't. Awesome, Bluebird. I went into a spin mode on my phone. It's going to be on the show. Okay. What is the other room I was waiting in? It says that is the Streamlabs. And I'm hoping that it connects. I don't know if it's going to connect. That's why we're testing it. 2 people have differing opinions about the John Ramsey case. Dan the Man, the book Dead Reckonings by Michael Baden. He's a great CSI dude, coroner, whatever. Very informative chapter of Burning Bodies. It's a great book. Lots of mind-blowing forensic facts. And hello, Miss Laura. Hello, Dan the Man. Bobby's very sketchy. Congrats, David. Kratz last night saying he isn't even on the case anymore and doesn't know why he keeps getting. Yeah, I love when he says that, Marissa. I'm not in the case anymore. I don't give a shit. Yeah, okay. Good night, John. The Ducky's right about the bones that were cremated, and a few bones they have probably belonged to the other girl who OD'd, hence no teeth. Kelly, I don't believe that. Who's going to be interviewed on the show? It's just two viewers. Like, one of them is my friend Ryan. The other one is my friend Britt. I've known both of them for a couple of years already. And Britt is from Colorado. So she's like not far from Boulder. And especially when that case was going down. So she studied that case inside and out. Ryan is just a true crime buff who has also studied that case inside and out for years. He thinks Patsy did it and wrote the letter, and Britt says absolutely not. So it'll be interesting. Kratz makes me, I agree with that, Renee. How many siblings does TH have? I think she just has a brother and a sister, but she might have 2 sisters. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to you that Zellner is letting the Bobby theory go. Why go to Barb and Scott to Bluebird? That is the question that I should have asked Zellner, but I don't know if she would answer me. Me and Marissa were talking about this. There is something up that. There is no reason why Zellner needs to go to Scott and Barb for Carmen's phone number. I don't know what her deal was on that. All she would have to do is go right to Carmen. I almost like wanted to call her and ask her, like, why would you go to Bobby and Scott? I mean, Barb and Scott over Carmen. They're not even friends. Like she had something up her sleeve there. I don't know what, but there was something going on there. How is there a gunshot in the garage? Isn't that ATF involved then? Does that make it federal? Jen's hubby Ken. How is there a gunshot in the garage? Isn't that ATF? I'm not sure, Jennifer. I honestly don't have that answer. It's a good point, though. Thanks, Shauna. Thank you, Linda. Yeah, I think she had 2 sisters. I haven't read any more on the case, but do we have any more evidence on Bobby? Nothing. And the thing about Kratz not being on the case anymore, I call bull on that. I know, it's ridiculous. Same way I called one suit, come Bobby. I'm surprised Bobby hasn't sued Zellner, honestly. I don't know if he's not doing it because he's afraid she has something on him, or he's not doing it because Barb and Scott Barb is telling him it's going to hinder Brendan's case. I don't know. Those are my only 2 theories. No, KK is not contacted for my phone number. In my opinion, probably for KZ to see how eager. That's what I was saying. That's actually, Renee, I think that's pretty much what Marissa said. But I was like, there's no way she went to Scott and Barb over this. Something's up. He probably is guilty. I agree with that. I think he's trying to not draw attention to himself. You sue and you have to do a deposition. His lawyer probably told him to walk away. Thanks, Christabella. She's not done with them or the RAV4. She will drag this out over the coals. She wants to make them look like complete morons. Headline, Judge Angie quits Avery case. That would be nice. If you had one question yesterday live, what would it have been? 1. I already gave him the one question I had. That was the one question that I wanted to ask Kratz. I mean, but there's like tons. But that was the one that I could not ever find an answer to, and the one that made the least sense to me. I agree. Scott won't sue because he's also involved. Going on, Scott and Barb also allows SMB to mess up their story again. That's true, Renee. That's a good point. Why do you think you are God's gift to women? Because you certainly aren't. Oh, he thinks he is. Like, look at those emails that Tina gave me. Oh my God, he totally thinks he's God's gift. She's not going to show us her whole hand. Patrick, I agree with that. But just to go to them for Carmen was just weird. I thought it was hilarious last night when KK asked, do you think this broadcast will only get 1 call? Yes, Sweaty. But I don't know why she said that, there was no callers. There were like 12 of us, if not more, waiting. I was so mad. They offered him Abalife. He turned down the plea offer. Maybe Scott meant Bobby was molested. Oh, no. He said, no, because I think Kratz even said Bobby wasn't born either when he was in jail. Because remember, Bobby was, how old was Bobby at the time? Anyone know Bobby's birthday? I think it was around 85. They did offer Brandon a plea deal. He turned it down. I would have too. If he ever got sprung, do you think Scott would be a threat to him? Absolutely. I know, right, Dan? Not one question. I would have felt bad if he would have hung up, though. If I were TH, I would so haunt Kratz from getting my pap. She sounded like she knew taking calls would be bad for him. I agree. Welcome. I agree, Ziggy. He was 18, 19. He was 20, so he was like 3. All right, so he's 2 years older, so it's about right. If he's 2 years older, so then Brendan had just turned 16, so he would have just turned 18. So neither one were alive when Stephen first got locked up. I was born in 89? Yeah, so Bobby was born in 89, then wait, Bobby was born in 89 or Brendan was born in 89? So yeah, Bobby wasn't alive either then. James, I'm sorry. I thought I was getting everybody. Bobby's birthday was 10/18/1986. Either way, he was still in jail. How do we know she went to them for Carmen? James, I don't remember how it came up, but it was in something that I think Barb said it actually, that KZ went to them for Carmen's number or something like that. The whole family dynamic is cray cray. I agree, Renee. I think we should have a short show on what Kratz did tell the truth on. Kevin, I'm actually going to do that. I was thinking about that on the way home from taking the kids to the dentist today, that, he said so many things that were such bullshit that I'm like, you know what? No, someone needs to like line these up back and forth because this shit ain't right. Like he did something wrong. Phyllis Diller? Ed, you're showing your age. Probably anyone under 40 would have no idea who Phyllis Diller is. Hey, Heather. I absolutely think Barb and BD are in danger from Scott. I don't think Barb is. Brendan is. Why else would they have been given a hotel by Manitowoc? Silva, they've been given a hotel because they wanted to see if Brendan would give a confession if pushed hard enough. They were just feeling them out, feeling people out. And, that's the only thing that Laura did in that Ink Blanc hearing that pissed me off so bad, is that she did not mention that. It was never mentioned that they put them in a hotel for the night, protecting them from Stephen, who was already in jail. That to me spoke volumes, and she did say it. Oh no, Laverne died? I used to watch that as a kid. Laverne Shirley, Pepsi and milk. Kevin, it wouldn't be short though. He made a lot of discrepancies. Yeah, okay. I only recently heard about that. Oh, Ziggy. Yeah, this was done a while ago. It was the Nummy Explained for you guys that didn't know about it. Thanks, Sydney. It was Greg. I don't know if it was a leap year or not, but the weekend before the March 1st confession, they took Brendan and his mom. I don't know if Scott was there or not, but they took Brendan and his mom and put them up, or I think the whole family, put them up at Fox Hills. So they had complete like vacation for the night. They treated them like gold. They brought no video cameras. They taped nothing, but they had all these interviews with Brendan, I'm sure, trying to break him, trying to put shit in his head, trying to feel him out. Will we get this guy to confess? Let's take him out of his territory, put him in a nice vacation setting, and I bet we can make this guy crack. That's what happened at Fox Hills. The next day, they had all this trust. Brendan is a young, naive kid who trusts these guys. Hell, they just put him up in a beautiful resort that he would have never been able to go to, would have never paid for. Sure, they fed him well, and they were just feeling him out, and they were going to go get him. Thanks, Ben. I'm talking on a show what he did tell the truth on. Oh, that's true. Any reports from that hotel stay? No. I think they had a few written ones because that's how we even know about it. but they forgot their cameras. They didn't want to use their cameras. There was a reason they didn't film it. It was the biggest crock of shit. Mom and Pop died. What do you see happening to the scrapyard? You want my honest opinion? I think his lowlife family is going to fight like hell. I think you're going to see them turn on each other. I think Earl is going to try to take it, and it's going to be the Jerry Springer episode. That's what I honestly feel. I can't understand. Oh, I can't remember. How wouldn't be much of a show if it was about the truth. That's true, James. Did they put them up in a hotel to do search of their home? No, because I'm trying to think. I don't think they brought everybody. And it was the day before March 1st. It was all about Brendan. And the excuse they gave was that they were protecting them. They were putting them there for their own good. And that's the other thing that I thought of at first. I think I said this like 3 years ago, that maybe that's when they were planning stuff, but they didn't know to plan it until Brendan said it. But then the more I think about it, no, that's not true. They would have planted it prior. But yeah, that's the other thing. It's not that they, in my opinion, they were searching, but I think that's where they planted some of the stuff after the fact. Maybe possible. I'm not sure. It was very convenient, Amanda. There was a conversation with Barb and Steven when he was in prison, and he said that he said she had to say whatever, or they said they would arrest her. Yes. I heard that too, but in all fairness, Barb is a total liar, and you can't believe anything that woman says. She may seem naive, but she's a liar. 2006, not a leap year. Leap years on. Thank you, Joseph. I agree with that about my mom, pop, Oh yeah, it's gonna be the biggest. What you call it? It's ABBA Friday night is the $100. I was gonna say 1,000. I wish I had 1,000 to give away. The $100 giveaway. Was Fox Hill brought up by Brendan's trial? Fabi, I don't think so. And that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. And Laura didn't bring it up in the Out Blanc hearings, which really bothered me. But what can you do? Yeah, protection from Steven when he was in jail for like 5 months already. Barbara's there because she said she had to say something, or they said they was going to arrest her. And that's possible. It's definitely possible that that's what they told her, but I'm just not buying it. Sorry I couldn't reply sooner. Teresa has a brother that is an attorney. Oh, that's right. That's right. She does. She has another brother as well. Brother works for Green Bay Packers. I thought she had 2 sisters. But thank you, Julie. Spicy recordings aren't necessary for investigative interviews. At that point, BD was, he was too a suspect at that point, Greg. They were totally filling him out. Lisa says, I'm telling you, I bet Barb knows a lot more. I agree with that. I think she does too. I said this in 2015. I said it in 2016. I said it in 17, 18, and I'll still say it in 19. In my heart of hearts, my gut tells me that Barb gave up Brendan to save Bobby. She kind of gave up her weaker son because Bobby would give her grandchildren and Bobby would have a better life. And I also think that they may have told Brendan, oh, you're a juvenile. You only go away for 2 years. Stop protecting Bobby. Brendan doesn't know any better. And now 10 years later or 11 years later, Brendan's institutionalized. He's so used to being told what to do, how to do it, when to do it. Say good morning every time he wakes up. Good morning, sir. Good night, sir. Can I have this, sir? He's so institutionalized by now that he wouldn't even know how to give up Bobby already at this point. Barb started to talk almost incoherent like Ozzy Osbourne. I think it's in part 2. Do you guys think if KZ gets out? Absolutely, Heather. That's like totally different. Two sisters. Chuck is the proprietary of ASY. I still think it's going to turn into a Jerry Springer episode. Barb knows a lot. Lied about the deer. Yes, she did. Can't wait for Zelna to get DNA results on the Zass's garage. In the trail, MW was asked about Fox Hill. Oh, it was asked about Fox Hill? No. My friend always calls me when I'm doing a live. Always. It's horrible. I am vaping Red Apple. Whoops. The friend calling realized my phone was dead. You can see it eating her alive. Barb knows. I agree, James. I think Barb does know. I think it is eating her alive. Honestly, I really, truly do. All right, I have 3 minutes left, and then I got to cut this because I'm going to test out Streamlabs to make sure that I got the keys right. So if Streamlabs work, we can totally continue this over there. And if not, I will see you guys tomorrow. And I hate to cut this so early. It's just I am exhausted, as if you can't tell, because I just look so great tonight. New Zellner is hilarious. I agree about Jerry Springer. Absolutely. Heather, I hope it works too. Streamlabs is it's part of OBS. Thanks, Heather. It's part of OBS. But it has like all these different features to it, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Spicy, what does her tweet say? Thank you, guys. Now we go for 10,000. I'm glad you guys love the QT family. I love you guys too. I used it a few times on Twitch. It can be iffy. I know it can be iffy. And it's more geared towards Twitch, because it always tells me when someone new on Twitch follows, but it's got some really cool features with spin wheels and everything. So we're going to try it. I didn't see that, Spicy. I will go check that out. Definitely. This is where Laura is going to make the move to if it works. Good night, Dan. But tomorrow I'll be more alive, because even if it works, I'm going to go to bed early. But even if we're coming into the final stretch, I still want to cover the Santa Claus murders. I still want to cover Casey Anthony. And then we got Friday night. So probably Saturday night, we're going to do Casey Anthony. Friday night, and then Sunday, I'll do the Santa Claus murders. I don't know if you can hear my son choking in the background. He's all the way on the other side of the house, and I could still hear him coughing his head off. I'll ask my 11-year-old how to do it. Yeah, I mean, it's all set up, but it's something with the stream key. It didn't work last time. I'm like, fuck. And it's not as simple as regular OBS. Casey Anthony, interesting. Casey's Anthony jury was interesting. Very interesting. I don't know how much I care about Casey Anthony in the trial, but the jury was very interesting. He does sound like he has croup, and earlier he didn't have fever, and now he's got a fever. But he's in the middle of midterms, and he doesn't want to stay home. And I told him, well, if you need to stay home, then I will pick you up right after midterms. Yeah. Do you ever watch Scare Theater? No. Cooper can become a pneumonia. I know. That's why I told him if he has a fever, he's not going to school. I bought him Ricola. I don't know if you guys are in what part of the world some of you guys are in, but Ricola has been the ongoing commercial like forever. And it's the funniest thing. That's right, Dave. We're going to 10K next. Exactly, Heather. You know the commercial. I wasn't going to do it. Exactly. So every time I said, we'll get Ricola. I'm glad you guys know it. That's right. So, all right. So catch me over there. Hopefully it works. If you don't see me, I'll still do a live to let you guys know it didn't work. So you're not wondering what happened. So hopefully it works, and we will see what happens. All right. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, let's try this.